Hi, it's Lucretia, and I had to show you the technique where I was talking about using the gesso to create the textured background. Then you're going to go and paint on top of it. It's going to look really cool. Well, my example before really was terrible, so this one is going to be a lot better. So what we're going to start with is super heavy gesso, or just gesso in general. I just happen to really like the super heavy gesso. Reason I like it, and look, I've got a palette knife. Reason I like it is because you can really get in here, and I can write in it a whole lot better than the other stuff. And it's like a really thick clay almost. It's awesome. I love it. So anyways, I'm just putting down the gesso, smoothing it in, and I like using this palette knife because I can add all kinds of cool texture to my page. So here we go. And I've already got a couple of pages prepared to show you, but here's how I start this off. And I'll put that on there, put the gesso on, get my nifty paintbrush. Now I'm going to write in it, drawing some hearts, because I love love. Lately, I'm just loving love. Love is so beautiful. Some love and love. So this is all you do. Go and put some writing or drawing, whatever, into the background and let this completely dry. Don't do what I did before and try to dry it with a hair dryer. That does not work. Let it dry. So got this little design in there, and you kind of see it's love. Or let me turn it this way so you can read it right side up for you. Love. Yes. Okay. So I've already got some that's done, and it's got texture on there. You can see that there's some writing in there, right? Well, we're going to make the writing come out and look a lot better. So let's close up this gesso because it'll dry out. And like I told you, art supplies are not cheap. But you can save money by buying on sale, coupons. So I found this is one of my favorite mediums. I told you that I really only use acrylics and watercolors to make my backgrounds. Well, I forgot I had this very cool acrylic ink. This stuff is amazing. It's apparently from Australia, and instead of trying to get you to read what it says, I'm going to make sure I put links to all of the different types of supplies that I use. So now that we've got our gessoed background and it's dried, and I let this dry for a full day because I didn't want to have any of it come off unless I purposely wanted to come off. So I'm going to use three colors. I'm going to use a yellow, a red, and an orange because I want to kind of see if I can fade the background the way I want to. So we're going to start off with the red. Yeah, I'm going to do that. And it's extremely liquid. It's ink. So I'm going to start with that. I'm going to wet my brush just to so that the paint, or the ink rather, will take to this, and you really only need a little bit. And then I'm just gonna start dragging the color on here. Try to get into the crevices of what I've got going on, the background. So since I said like I wanted red, and then to have the red fade into the orange, kind of start there. So fade it in. Now I'm gonna close up my red. Move on to my orange. I'm trying to work fast, see if I can get some of this stuff to fade in here. So anyways, now we got some orange. Put the orange in there. Oh God, that is so pretty. What I like about acrylic inks is, man, the color is insanely brilliant. And I've got writing down here, so I really want to be able to get the color in there, because the goal is to try to pull off enough of the color that you can see some texture back there. All right, calling that one done. It's enough orange. And now, and also, acrylic ink dries pretty quick. It really does. I love using the ink with gesso. I really do. Gesso can take a lot of abuse. So if you know that you are an abusive artist with your paints, put some gesso on the back of your pages. And again, I'll put down recommendations of what I like to use, but cheap gesso works just as well as the really expensive stuff for an art journal. I'm telling you, oh God, this is gorgeous. I love it just like it is. But anyways, I want to show you something. So it's still wet, And my purpose is that I really want to pull the color off and kind of show you texture. Always have paper towels with you too when you're painting, because you can pull up ink. If you make a mess, you can wipe it up real quick, and you can also use all the ink and paint you're pulling up to put on another page. So now I'm starting to wipe off. Oh, and this is another great thing about the ink. The ink completely stains the gesso. Now I put just enough water on here to where I want to pull the color off. Oh my God, I love this. And do you see this? Can you see it? I'm gonna hold it up so you can really see it. And another cool thing about the ink is that, look, as much water as I put on there is how much is, oh my God, I love this, is how much stuff is coming off. And there, let's kind of texture that in there. Oh, this is awesome. All right, so this is a gessoed background. Look at that. And look, you can see, let me turn it so you can read it. And see, it says abundance. That's my word. That's my word of the year right now, is abundance. I just love it. And what my quote says is, expect your every need to be met. Abundance.